So I started working with Dr. Tony when Dr. Tony became a distributor for Youngevity Mexico, and immediately we knew that Dr. Tony would be an incredible resource for us here in Mexico because he understood what Dr. Wallach believed in, his philosophies, and could communicate it better than anyone else. Dr. Tony essentially is going to head up the REV 90 in Mexico.
The REV 90, I have high hopes for it in Mexico because we are an obese nation. It's not only because people have poor choices in food, but because there's no nutrition. We're so starved without nutrients that we require more food, trying to see if maybe we can get an extra mineral in that next meal, in that extra serving. Working with low calorie, you realize that we don't need that much food. So if you give the body these micronutrients, you can bring the calorie intake down to the point where somebody's going to say, where's the food? You know, oh, I ate. I had breakfast, I had lunch, I had dinner. You know, but you ate this much, and I'm full, and I'm okay, and I feel healthy, and I feel strong. This is what we're going for. You have to be motivated, and to be motivated, you have to be surrounded by people that want the same thing you do, so that it becomes a habit for you, and then you can be that support person for the next person to come in.
Its premise is living a better life today than you did the day before. And it's become our most powerful kind of weight loss and weight management, and really fat loss and fat management, because yeah, at the very end of the day, it's not about weight, right? It's about your fat, you know, and fat is what's causing all of these health issues and the inability for someone to get out from their struggle of health. The biggest reason why individuals are at the weight that they're at isn't necessarily that they're gaining a lot of weight. What they're really doing is gaining a little bit of weight over a long period of time. So your body is going to fluctuate in weight 4 to 5 pounds a year. If you were to eat the same amount of food, have the same type of movement, and relatively are in the same age bracket, okay? You're not going to gain more than 4 or 5 pounds a year, okay? Naturally, our bodies have the ability to modulate our weight. But if we start eating the wrong foods, we start breaking down the systems that cause us to have that modulation. So essentially what happens is that you end up not being able to lose that 4 or 5 pounds that you were supposed to in year 1. And then year 2 comes around, and the same thing happens. Year 3 comes around, the same thing happens. Year 4 comes around, and before you know it, you end up being 20 pounds overweight or 15 pounds overweight. You didn't gain those 15 pounds that last month or that year or whatever. It was this gradual weight. And so that's one of the things that the REV does, is that REV allows the body to stimulate those excess fat stores. The number 2 thing that it does is inhibits the further accumulation of fat. So then what ends up happening is that you end up eating sugars and starches, and that's why another big product that's on the REV 90 program is a product called Sweeties. And Sweeties is one of those products that helps to modulate and to strengthen those systems and mechanisms that cause you to not break down these sugars and starches. And when you don't break down sugars and starches, you don't absorb them. If you don't absorb them, they don't get into accumulated fat.
We tend to follow people to different ventures. We're going to get to a point where if you're not taking your 90 nutrients, you're not in.
The impact that Youngevity is going to have in Mexico is going to be no different than the impact that it has had for the last 20 years in the US and every other country that it's been in, is a community of people who are passionate about getting healthy, about living a life better today than they did the day before, and by using nutrition as the means to do that.